Risk of the war spreading. Minister Fidan emphasizes the Gulf. Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan assessed the U.S.-Israel attacks on Iran, stating that Iran is targeting the infrastructure and civilian institutions of Gulf countries. Fidan said, "If this continues beyond a certain point, it will be impossible for them to remain silent. This risk of escalation is a cause for concern," Minister Fidan added. "We are working to prevent the war from worsening. The duration and form of the war may change." Efforts continued until 1 hour before the attack. Gulf countries worked to prevent war. Assessing the U.S.-Israel attacks launched against Iran, Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan said, "We are working to prevent the war from getting worse," emphasizing that Turkey is making every effort to prevent the war from escalating. Fidan said, "The duration and form of the war may change." Efforts continued until 1 hour before the attack. Gulf countries worked to prevent the war from breaking out. Iran pursued the approach of "if I go down, I will take the countries in the region down with me," warning about the risk of the war spreading, noting that Iran has targeted the infrastructure and civilian institutions of Gulf countries. Fidan said, "If it continues beyond a certain point, it will be impossible for them to remain silent. This risk of spreading is a cause for concern for us," Minister Fidan said in his speech. "We are going through very critical days, especially for our region. So far, the region has experienced great suffering and wars over the past 20 years, and the last major war we experienced was the war with Iran. Of course, when we look at the effects of the war, they are not limited to Iran. As we predicted long ago, they are spreading throughout the entire region. We see that Iran is pursuing the following strategy here. When it assesses that a final attack is imminent, it adopts the strategy of "if I go, I will take the region with me" towards other countries in the region, especially their energy infrastructure. Iran is well aware of this. It knows how important the energy infrastructure in critical countries in the region is for the world economy, for stability, and for energy security. It is carrying out attacks on these areas. As it comes under attack, it tries to exert pressure from here. Of course, how long the war will last and what will happen is a controversial issue open to various interpretations. The important thing here is this: what are the objectives of the attacking parties? What are they aiming for? When you look at it, two main sets of objectives emerge. The first set involves a military professional assessment related to eliminating Iran's military capabilities. There is a view that we will continue this operation until we achieve this goal. On the other hand, there is a military operation perspective that aims for regime change. Now, depending on these two objectives, the duration of the war changes, its form changes. The pattern of expansion and the risks it creates also change. These are two very different concepts. Therefore, we are already working to form a certain view, especially by coming together with certain countries, on how to prevent it from getting worse.